Okay, so as you can see, in AVAX, we got a decent move on the upside from here. I think it is about a 60% move. And in this video, I want to go on some lower time frames and see what is going on in terms of Elliott Wave's structures in here. And spoiler alert, I think we are now looking extremely bullish. And there's a very good chance that the real show in Avalanche has not even started yet. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones. And before checking out Avalanche's chart and see what is going on in here, I need to tell you that in the next coming days, I'm going to put an hour to an hour and a half long video out for my members, and in it I'm going to talk about the altcoins that I'm holding at the moment, their targets for this bull run, and what might be next for Bitcoin and also altcoin market. So if you are interested in those informations, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. Anyway, now let's get on with our video and see what is going on in here. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about AVAX, I think we were somewhere around these areas, and I was saying, look, in terms of Elliott Waves, we can say maybe this is going to be like, if I just take this one, a 1-2 structure, and then we're going to get a huge move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And that's why we were bullish, and we were saying in AVAX, we are going to get a continuation of the uptrend soon. And as you can see, now we got it. And here is the situation. Just because I called this move on the upside and it happened, I want to be very clear, doesn't mean that I am right 100% of the time. No, this is absolutely a lie. I'm just trying to get it right 6 out of 10 times. That's pretty much it. This just happened to be one of those times that I was correct. Understood? Okay, now we're going to do an Elliott Waves analysis in here and see what is happening. First, in case that you are a new viewer, and I do know a lot of you are, because these days, every time that I make new videos, I get a bunch of new viewers and subs. You need to know that in terms of Elliott Waves, if you want to argue, for example, we are going to have our final bottom somewhere around this area. Maybe this is like a very important support. Then, okay, you need to be able to find off of the lowest low in this region, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. The rules for it are, we shouldn't have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of impulsive structure, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And in terms of the sub waves, if you are a regular viewer, you know what's happening in here. We must have, let's just take this one, 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. There we go. And this is our final 5 wave into 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different scenarios. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. Let's say, okay, WXY into 4 and ABC structure into wave 2. And if you can find this whole structure off of the lowest low in AVAX, then it means you're going to be able to be bullish. Understood? Okay, let's go on the live chart and see why am I so optimistic in Avalanche. First, from the lowest low in this region around, let's say $17, I believe that we are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. And you might say, well, okay, why is it that in here we are having overlapping of the waves between wave 4 and 2, and this is still an impulsive structure? But the reason for it is that this is not a normal 5 wave. This is called an expanding leading diagonal, and it's going to be most likely into a larger degree wave 1 right in here, followed by that. This is a very classic ABC zigzag into wave 2. And from here going up, the idea is that we are on our way to have a huge move into wave 3 and 4 and 5. Now, on a higher degree, let's just go on daily time frame. There we go. In my opinion, in AVAX, we are having from the lowest low in here, about $8.50, a 5 wave up into, if I just take this one, sorry about that, okay, a larger degree wave 1, and this thing is an ABC expanded flat into wave 2, and this 5 up is actually going to be into this wave 3, and after it, we're going to get a correction for 4 and another move up into wave 5. And this is a very important point. I believe that this whole 5 wave on the upside is actually going to happen in this cycle, and in it overall, we are going to at least set an all-time high and take the highest high all the way up here around $155. Why is that? Because even on a higher degree, what do we have from this point? A very clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, correction down, which is, well, a very classic bullish setup. And you can argue this is a wave 1, wave 2. this big move up, which again is going to most likely happen in the cycle, is going to be into this wave 3, and after it we're going to get a correction for 4, which I'm guessing this might be the next bear market, and after it's over we are going to have another bull run in the crypto market, and it's going to be, at least in Avalanche's price chart, into this wave 5 right in here. So the future in the mid to long term looks extremely bright for Avalanche. Now let's go on some lower time frames and see what is happening in here. So in the previous video, the idea was that maybe again this is going to be like a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, something like this, and we were saying we can have much more bullish possibilities, but in the interest of not getting your hopes up that much, we shouldn't really talk about it. But now that I'm seeing more evidence, I'm going to argue those more bullish scenarios most likely are actually in play. So what's the idea in here? Do not get me wrong, I still believe this is a 1-2 structure, but from here going up in Avalanche, the structures are a bit different now. First, in this move right in here, there is a very high chance from here we are having a 1-2 and then another 1 or 2, followed by that probably another 1 or 2, and this means soon we are going to see some very strong and sharp moves on the upside in order to complete a series of wave 3s, meaning in Avalanche probably in the next week or 2 we are going to see a strong moves on the upside. And even at this point, for example, our move up is not going to be over. No, why is that? Because I can tell you there is a good chance that from here we are having a 1 and a 2, but the end of our wave 3, now I'm going to say, is not actually going to be around here or around this high. In fact, I would like to argue we are at the moment on our way up to complete this wave 3, and we do actually have quite a long way away to complete it, and then we're gonna have correction for 4 and another move on the upside into wave 5, followed by that. In this move on the upside, starting from here to about this high, we are also having another 5 wave up, probably into a lower degree wave 1, and then correction for wave 2, which again overall this 1-2 is going to be on a lower degree relative to this one right in here. And at the moment we are on our way to complete our wave 3 and 4 and 5, and let's change the colors so you don't get confused. There we go. And again, this might be actually another 1 and 2 structure, and this move up is going to be into a wave 3 and then correction for 4 and another move up into wave 5. So what's the message in here? I'm going to argue there is a very good chance that in Avalanche in the next coming week or 2 you are going to see this move up accelerate quite a bit, and the real show in my opinion hasn't even started in AVAX yet. No, I'm thinking these waves on the upside right in here may actually be the foundation for what is about to come in Avalanche, which is some absolutely magnificent move on the upside. Now, do we have some more evidence that suggests this can actually be in play? The answer is yes. If you remember, the last time that we talked about Avalanche, we were around here and I was saying, look, I believe we are going to get a break of this strong resistance area, and we got it. And here's the situation. The road on the upside starting from here going up in Avalanche is now much more clear, and to me makes perfect sense to say that our move up again is going to accelerate and we are going to go up in AVAX from now in a relatively strong way. Now if you remember, I said that the first target for this move up is going to be reaching to about this region between, let's say, $55 to around $60, and I said maybe in here we are going to do some consolidating, and then afterwards we're going to get another move on the upside. And do not get me wrong, I still believe something like this might actually happen in AVAX. However, I am now, based on the structures that we have in here, willing to say that most likely our correction is not actually going to take that long, and maybe we're going to have a correction structure in here, which is going to take a couple of days, and thereafter we are going to continue the bull run. And again, I want to be very clear, in this move we are at least going to take the highest high, if I just go on H4 time frame, in this region around $66, and at that point that's actually a very important confirmation that this white 5 wave up is going to be in play. And I'm going to argue that probably in this phase we are going to see AVAX setting an all-time high and taking the highest high around $155. So based on the evidence that I'm seeing in AVAX, whether in terms of Elliott waves or classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, the moment at least it seems like that I do not have any other option except being absolutely 100% bullish. Sure, let's see some strong moves on the downside, something like this, and at that point I'm going to change my tone. But for now, based on what is happening in here, I can tell you, look, these are very solid bullish setups, which suggests our move up in AVAX has just started. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Avalanche's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.